So yesterday we learned about how we can monitor your database, right? As a service,
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah.
As a service. So
Mm.
so we have used RDS. So AWS we have the RDS. Okay.
Mhm.
Today we'll understand about how you can monitor your standalone database. Standalone database.
Okay.
So remember for RDS, what are things is prerequisite? ActiveGate, correct?
Yes, Activate, yeah, extension.
And AWS integration is required, correct?
Right.
Today, what I will do is I'll remove ActiveGate, I'll remove AWS integration, and then we'll monitor your we'll create one server, a standalone, and then we'll monitor your database. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
okay. So you can understand that, right? There is no dependency
Mm.
on this ActiveGate, and you can do that. ActiveGate, you can use it, okay, but it is not necessary that much. Okay.
No. Mm.
So let's see. So let's first set up and then later on I'll delete it. Okay. This
Mhm.
AWS integration part, I'll remove it.
Okay.
Okay. So what I can do is, yeah, it is asking sign in again. Hmm. So I'll go to my instance. So
Uh-huh.
there is no such kind of a database. If you select database, right, you'll not get option. You'll get database migration service. See, that is service. Okay. But you need to have a standalone database. So a standalone database, you can find it on your EC2 instance itself. Okay.
Mhm.
So just I'm giving MS SQL Server. Okay. Now
Okay.
I need to select for Windows. Okay. And you need to search here. Let them load. You need to search here MS SQL and search it.
Mhm.
You get anything? No.
No. Mhm.
So now you see in the marketplace how many you are getting.
46.
So you see one is getting this. Okay, wait. MSSQL server. So see, I'm getting SQL server.
Mhm.
You see SQL server, right? So let's type
Yeah.
SQL server. Okay, okay, I'm given double S. That is the reason. So now you are getting the SQL server. You see here, this is your database server,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
So, but it is you are getting from the marketplace. Okay, you are not
Right.
getting from your AWS service as well because there's a lot of seller who is selling their database in Amazon. Okay, so we
Okay.
have MySQL, all those things. So let me take Microsoft SQL Server 2019 on Windows Server. Windows Server 2022. Either you can take this or take that. Okay, 19 or 22. So 22 we can take. So select this. So you need to subscribe it. You see, it is asking for subscribe. There is no review for this database, which is fine. Subscribe on instant launch. 0.8 per hour, which is very costly. So that has 0.3. You see, 17 MSSQL 17, which is fine. Okay. Anyway, we can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It is here. See, there is a 50% price is less. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe on instance launch. Okay. Let them load. Okay. So this is my database server. I have taken the Windows Server 2019 and that has a MSSQL 2017. Okay. Type I have second M4 large. Minimum is required 4 virtual CPU, 16 GB of RAM. I'll create
Mm-hmm.
two key pair. Database is required. When you have a Windows, right, it is required RSA token. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So DB just I'm giving MSSQL. MSSQL. Okay. And PEM key. So I'll create this. Okay. Now existing security group, which is fine. I'll take my default and check your PEM key is added. Okay. 75 GB of space, which is sufficient. I'll clone the instance. Okay. So you need to subscribe from the marketplace. Okay. Marketplace means there is a lot of vendors available which providing their service. Okay.
Oh.
I can open my data center if you have more money, and you can integrate with your AWS, that is which is marketplace. Okay. For us, so that we can able to, so somebody will subscribe, then we can able to provide the service.
Okay.
So now it is getting initialized. Wait for that. So this is my IP. So I will go to my here. So now I, instead of SSH will do for Linux, Windows for will do RDP. So what is the remote host IP? This is your IP.
Okay.
And now what is the username? So username, when you do click on connect, you can find in
Got it.
EC2 serial console, yeah, RDP client, you can find your username. So this is your username.
Okay.
Okay. And password that you are seeing right in the AWS console, get the password. So what will happen?
Mm-hmm.
Your server get initiated properly. It is running now. If you go instance, it has got initialized successfully. Let me see. No, it got initialized successfully. No, it is still initializing. Once it is done, then I'll click on connect. I'll go to serial console, not RDP client, get password, and I need to upload that PEM key. So you need to wait for few minutes. Okay. So meanwhile, we'll find our Dynatrace MSSQL part, right? Document. So I will go with this. So now this time which is doing MSSQL, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what we can do is, okay, so first we need to install the agent, right? Okay, wait for a few minutes. Database take time, 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
I will see in Dynatrace. We'll open this extension. So what is required? We require.
Your voice went low, Ravi.
Can you hear me now?
A little better. Mm.
Now it is fine.
Yeah, now okay. Yeah.
Sometimes it would be issue from network side. Okay, network glitch. Okay, so first, what we need to do in the standalone. So once your database you are able to log in, right? You need to install the agent.
Region. Mm.
Once you install the agent, then you can add extension, right? Running on where? On your
Mhm.
same host, correct?
Yeah.
The extension you can able to add. Okay. So
Mhm.
once we need to do that, then we need to install the database, Datadog Dynatrace agent on the server. Okay.
Mhm.
Once agent is installed, then we can go for integration. Okay.
So for the databases, whether it is on premise or DBAS, we need the extension.
Hmm.
Okay.
Extension is required. So now
Okay.
this is your extension. Okay. So if you click on that,
Mm.
add extension,
Okay.
this extension is already installed. So you need to configure that. Okay. So see, it is running on where? So you will have two options. I can go
Mm.
get, yeah, I can go with single host. So I will go with single
Mm.
host. Then host name we need to select, and then we need to proceed with that. Okay.
Okay.
Still password is not enough. Too much time. Okay. That is the problem always when you have when you take it from marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
So now I need to upload a private key here. Okay.
Okay.
Download. This is my PEM key, and you need to decrypt it. So this is my password.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not like every time you have to do that. Okay, you can keep it saved. Okay, suppose
Mm.
you keep it here. This is my password. Okay, I'll go now.
Okay.
I'll click on connect. It will ask for your password. I'll paste the password. Okay.
Okay. So instead of ping.
Windows don't have options to directly upload your PEM key. You have options to first give it
Mm-hmm.
to AWS. You decrypt it and then use it. That
Yeah.
that PEM key is completely encrypted.
Mm-hmm.
So now you see we are able to log in your database server. Take time. Do you want to save the password? It's done. You see here. This should type. Okay. So first, what we need to do is first we need to install the agent, right? So let me install the
Mm-hmm.
agent first. Okay. So I'll open my command prompt and I will go to my here. I will go to my app, deploy one agent. Okay. I will select Windows, create and
Mm-hmm.
open. My system is little slow. So I'll copy this command, okay? Instead of
Okay.
loading the file and going here, there, and paste
Mm.
it. It got executed in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then this command is done. Then to run this. Okay. Okay. You have to go here. Okay.
Okay.
It is earlier it was taking time, at least 2 minutes,
Mm.
5 minutes to download this file. Okay.
How is the job market over there now?
In India, it's okay.
Mm. Okay.
So if you go services tab, check whether your SQL Server agent is running or not. All the database component. The problem here is you need to set up a database. So just should type, just see, the MS SQL Server is running. SQL
Okay.
Server agent is not running, which is disabled. Just see here,
Hmm.
execute the jobs. So it is okay, which is fine. So SQL Server is running. Okay. Now
Okay.
let them install first. Type here MSSQL. MS SQL you type. Okay. Okay. So you need to open your studio. So it means all your database. This is got installed. Now if you see in Dynatrace deployment status, it is running, agent is running, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Now what I have to
Yeah, Ravi, one question. So during the installation time, right?
hmm,
Uh, if the installation is not successfully done,
hmm.
uh, what files we need to see, or how we can troubleshoot?
Okay, there is a agent logs file. Okay, if you go to your C drive,
Okay.
okay, C drive, open your hidden files as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Program files, Dynatrace, one agent. You can see there is a leaf folder where you can see agent.log. Login. Just to search it in Google, Dynatrace one agent log path for Windows agent. Just search in Google. Yeah,
Okay, one second.
Google in user. And you should, no, it would be available somewhere here itself because they won't do anything in temp directories. So this is your main file, one agent, third party license, readme file.
Okay, one agent log files, right? Or the location of the Windows event log, it says Windows system to config. One agent log files are program data percentage
Okay,
Dynatrace one.
C drive, okay, program
Mm,
data, then Dynatrace, one agent, log,
log.
okay, and here we have a
Mm,
installer logs. You see, whenever you do the installer, it will go to installer. If you do extension, extension log will get added here. Understood, right? If you do plugin, plugin will here. Clear?
Okay.
All the logs,
Yeah.
the different mechanisms. So for each, they have a different folder. So we have
Mm.
installed agent, right? So installer log is available. You see here, we ran that MSI, right? Then we ran
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So all the logs, it is available here. So it will throw something. Then you need to go this log path and you need to check where is the error. What is the error? Okay.
Okay.
So now you see, I have opened my database. Okay. Now you see, this is my database engine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is my database server name. Okay. I will go with which authentication. If you go to SQL Server authentication, then I need SQL Server login name and password. So,
Mm.
in spite of that, I'm going Windows authentication.
Okay.
So, whatever the Windows username and password we have, we can go with same. So, you see, if you connect
Okay.
that, you can see, I can see the database. How many database we have? So, in the database, if you go to system database, we have master DB, model, MSDB, temp DB. This many database we have. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So now what I can do is I'll go to my extension. So already, so let me go back one step. So I'm running on single host. Okay. So I'm getting the server name now. You see.
Okay.
Next. So it is the same. Same. So description. MSSQL server.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's it. Configuration ID successful.
Mm-hmm.
Now you need to check that because we went to Windows authentication. No?
Yeah.
Are you getting my point? So because
Yeah.
it didn't have the rights to Windows authentication.
Mm.
Whenever you have a local host, then you have to go with the Windows authentication. Okay. So let's see
Okay.
if it is happening or not.
Otherwise, like yesterday, you said there will be a service account
Ah,
ID. Then,
when you will use for this, I will showcase you that. Okay, wait,
okay. Okay. Yeah.
let me come online, then I'll show you that as well. So now you, instead of waiting here, you
Hmm.
click here, not here, where we checking the logs, right?
Health. Hmm.
Train logs. Logs for 30 minutes. Run the query. See, extension got hooked successfully. So see, right now it is only
Configuration.
monitor configuration created. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Only one part is done. You need to understand, we went for Windows authentication, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, so it didn't ask for any username and password, correct?
Yeah.
So there is a two types of authentication. One is authentication when you have, so there is a two types. One is Windows authentication and one is SQL Server agent, SQL Server authentication, right?
Mm.
SQL Server authentication. If you go with the SQL Server authentication, so what will happen is inside the database, you need to create a user.
Mm.
Create a user and then log in your database with the same that user. If you
Mm.
go to your Windows authentication, so whichever the username and password that you have given while connecting your VM, same Windows authentication, right? So it's with the same credential, Dynatrace can access.
Yeah.
This is your server. Now agent is running. Okay. So agent can easily connect to your database and fetch the KPI. When you go to this SQL Server authentication, which has a username and password, correct? If you have a username and password, then it would be difficult for encryption decryption mechanism. You know, encryption decryption.
Mm.
It's a
Yeah.
mechanism. Why? Because database is a very crucial component. If you add some username and password in your configuration file and which is visible either in log or anywhere, then they'll raise a concern. Okay, this password should not be visible.
Mm.
So that is the reason 90% of the company, okay, not company, or database monitoring tools which monitor your database, they used to go with Windows authentication. It will easy for them to encrypt, decrypt. If they have a mechanism, then which is fine, but if they don't have, then it would be difficult. So they used to go with Windows authentication. Still,
Okay.
it took 10 minutes to configure, updated. Monitoring configuration updated. No, what is that? Okay. So extension name, SQL Server, WMI extension status. Okay. Time, event type, SFM, log source, DFSM. Okay. Still too much time. Okay, so what we can do is we can delete it because it is not coming up. Okay. If you see this,
Mm.
you see it is not coming up. Okay, just we have updated the configuration, right? So that is coming up. So what we can do is we can delete this. Okay. Again, add configuration. Instead of this, I'm selecting right now activate. Okay.
Okay. The second option.
Second option. Okay. So if you select local, then it would be difficult. So I'll delete this also, uninstall this extension. Go to extension again. Okay, so I am going with this at this time. Okay, so local is not working. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
So I am going with instead of local,
This is not local, right?
this is not local. Okay, so I'm
Oh.
this. Okay,
Mm.
maybe there will be some glitch on this.
Okay.
Okay, so when you go with this, Instead of local, when you go with this, then it will ask you your active gate.
Mm-hmm.
This will run on active gate. I don't know why local is not working. So you need to give database
Endpoint.
host name.
Okay.
What is my host name?
Isn't it the endpoint, Ravi?
Endpoint.
Endpoint. You are-
Okay.
Because yesterday also, you remember we gave the name and it was not connecting,
That
right?
was database as a service, right? Now
Uh-huh.
the database. So MSSQL run on which port? MSSQL runs on which port? Tell me.
3306.
Okay, I understood the issue now. Actually, let me go to my EC2 security group. Database MSSQL run on 1433. 1433
1433. Yeah.
is already enabled. Okay.
Mm.
So now, okay. So what I need a database name. CMD. Okay. You should type host name. So this is my database host name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here, port run on 14.
433.
Instance name. Okay. So I need username and password. Okay.
Mm.
For database, we had a Windows authentication. So what is the username? Tell me.
Ad-
Administrator, right?
Administrator. Mm.
Ah, let's see. This is password. Okay. Instance name is not mandatory database because I don't want to monitor one database, right? Here, if you give the C, so if you have how many database right now? If you go to your server and see how many database we have a master, we have model, we have MSDB, we have TempDB, and I have created one more database is called which is Dynatrace. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is a mini database, so I'm not giving the database name instead and name and database name, which database I want to monitor. Okay, you take all the database running on which this server. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
next longest query time at 120 seconds, which is fine. This is my MSSQL server. So this many KPIs will get monitored.
Okay.
The configuration got added. This I always extend some this one. This is one we have enabled. So still it is saying pending. You see?
Yeah.
Check the logs. Monitoring configuration created. See, now we understood. See, failed to assign monitoring configuration active gate read extension. Then okay, so what is this? Not available in cache yet. Queue for download.
Even yesterday we had the same error, I believe.
So
Later it got loaded.
again same error.
Mm.
Data source exited without providing a status. It got throwing an error. So if you go to your extension, see error is coming up. You see, it has given the error. Okay, so it will not work. Okay, let me remove this. So this is not working.
Do we need to restart the database, something like that?
No,
Okay.
I'm adding monitoring configuration for local only. Okay, extension. Wait. This one has to be enabled. Okay, execution extension execution controller. This has to be enabled. You see here.
Mm-hmm.
It will run your extension. Okay, so we need to save it. So now this is
Okay, so
so that is the reason that extension we are not able to do that. Okay. So now what we can do is we'll go to our extension again. So now you see it is got enabled. So that is
okay.
it was throwing an error.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go here. Make sure select the host and enable the run extension.
Mm-hmm.
So we have not gone through the document that is Okay. Just I will go here again. I will go to my extension. Monitoring configuration. Okay, why it is coming? Ah, that's it. Deploy agent. We have done. Select this. Okay. Next step. Monitor locally. Next. These are KPI. Activate MSSQL Server. So very simple here. See, now something different created. Database. Hmm, this, it's still same. You see, we have enabled your host. With the name. So, see, WMI extension and promises can done locally. So we have added single host group, which is fine. One agent versioning, this is fine.
Mm.
And give your 5% of CPU. Okay, so we have taken the WMI extension. SQL extension. Okay, it's fine. If not, then I have to go through this stuff. This video. There it went. For setting extension execution controller we have enabled. Okay.
Is there any ingestion option to enable?
No, this is
Uh,
no.
because if you go to the host, right?
Hey, it is working. You see here. Running
Uh,
curious state, coming 40 and 40. So now this is running. Then okay, wait for 2 to 3. That is the reason first time we are facing a issue because we have execution control. One agent we have not given a right to run the plugin extension.
okay. Okay.
That is the reason it was throwing an error. So now you see
Mm-hmm.
configuration created, it was not getting updated. It got created, then it is taking the WMI extension, not available. So this got downloaded, queue for download is got downloaded, then running the curious spread 40, then the status is okay. Wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Might work. Johnson. Mhm. See, okay, all query. So it is working now. Okay, all query means extensions will work now. Still it is blank. Now you see. So database status is okay. You see,
Mm-hmm.
if you go to your dashboard, you can see your data. So it took 5 minutes. We did a wrong, little wrong. That is the reason. And also, all the KPI you are able to see.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, so I will tell you what are things are required. When you run your database, okay, you want to suppose when you have a standalone database, okay, a standalone database. Remember, one agent
Mm-hmm.
has to be installed, okay, and extension controller execution, right? Execution
Mm-hmm.
extension has to be enabled, okay, extension has to be enabled from host setting.
Right.
Host setting, we have global setting also, okay. So global setting, if you see here, if you go to your particular host, of page itself. So you see, one is, oh, this is your host setting, correct? And
Mm.
your global setting. So this setting overriding environment setting. So if you go to environment,
Oh, okay.
it will come here. See, so I have enabled globally. That also it is feasible. Okay, you
Oh,
can
okay.
locally also. Globally means no need to do for each database. Are you getting my point?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Suppose I have to implement 5 database, then again I have to go to the 5 host setting and then I have to enable the extension execution controller. In spite of that, I can go with the global. Okay, one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that has to
Right.
be enabled. This is the best prerequisite. Okay. This is your best prerequisite. Okay. If you don't enable, extension will not get, extension doesn't have a right to execute that. Okay.
Oh,
That is the reason first time what was in configuration created, updated, but doesn't have a right to execute it. That
okay.
go and hit the data, bring the data. So that is the reason it was taking time. Okay. So it has to be enabled. Extension has to be enabled. Once you have enabled, so either we have a host setting and environment setting, global setting, you can say.
Hmm.
Okay. Then once you have done that, this has to be done, then you can add your monitoring configuration. You can add your extension, and don't select, mention the database name. If you have any specific database you want to monitor, so if you see, right, if you add the one database, then what will happen?
Hmm.
To database, then you can see only that database. But inside there, there is a 5 databases running. Okay. So I can
Hmm.
see all the 5, right?
Right.
It is another is not coming up. If I go to my extension, go to your dashboard. Very slow.
Hmm.
So we have one instance. Okay, this user connection. But
Ravi, how you are able to see this dashboard?
so dashboard is, you need to go to your extension page. Okay,
Okay.
and then you need to open your dashboard. Here you see, open a dashboard.
Hmm,
You see
I'm
here,
not
right?
able to see. Okay, let me see.
Okay.
You need to go to extensions, right?
Hmm.
Extensions.
Now, why this data is not coming? Okay, so now you understood, right? Now, so if you go to your data explorer, see how many metrics we can see at least. So I will go this reset, type MSSQL. Why? Just you type SQL. But the problem here is you will not get multiple KPIs. That's what I'm thinking. Why? So if you go to your extension, Hey, what happened to our configuration?
Third one, right?
This one, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so if you see the how many KPI it is showing. KPI it is not showing. Okay, so if you see, this is coming right, but the we cannot see multiple KPIs. So let's see. So we are seeing only 4 5 KPIs, right?
Yeah. But we have selected also, right? Earlier, we have selected the built-in one, only three of them, right? Was it for these settings or the?
Okay. Configure tile in data, and I can understand that. How many KPIs? Oh, so it doesn't have something built-in KPI. If you see, so we have SQL underscore server. If you reset it and type SQL, see, so there is no direct KPI. You need to write a query and then you fetch the data. The database is
Hmm.
coming for this is for MySQL. But what about for MSSQL? Or this is your our data source. Data source source and data source MySQL it is taking. Hmm. So you need to write a query and then fetch a data. I hope you can understand, right? But maybe I have added during the extension, I have unticked all the configuration, right? That is the reason also it could be maybe, but you understood, right? How we can do that.
So
So
we have to write the complete query and pull that
uh,
service.
yeah, maybe, and see, so that is the reason we are not getting. So when you add it again, somewhere we need to do that. Okay, so you need to uninstall this configuration, you delete this, and again you try it from, then it might be having a some options. Okay, like how you can add it this with the help of because maybe I have selected all the KPI, unselected all the KPI, and then it is showing, right? That could,
Yeah, I think you unselected everything. You selected only three of them, remember last.
so that could be the reason we cannot see multiple KPI. But here KPI directly is also not available. So maybe you need to, uh, but it was showing, we can see this many KPIs. It might be queries required. Yeah, it might be what I used to say. It could be available in your data explorer. That we need to look into it. Look into it. Why? Because might be I have uh, remove this by default 3 KPI just I have added default one. So if you type MSSQL, I don't see. You see this many KPIs are available. See. So now I
Mm.
want to have byte receive. This is for SQL Server batch request, right? Then you see SQL Server, this connection memory. Then SQL Server log state. So if you want to have this KPI, create a chart.
So
Let's
you mean these are the built-in ones?
deadlock, run this. No deadlock, but you are getting the data split by, filtered by. So split by SQL Server in host name, filtered by host, you see,
Mhm.
from local host, right? You are running on local host. If you see SQL Server uh, host and SQL Server local instance, the MSSQL Server data is coming. So it is coming, right? SQL Server, you see. So
Mhm.
data is there, okay? Just you need to go to your metric tab and then you need to look into it, okay? Okay.
Okay, so now one question is we are having multiple databases, right? So if we want to see the particular database metrics,
Uh,
how can we go?
so you need to go to your, so which database you want to go?
This one only, like we had four of them, four different databases, right? Ravi, Dynatrace, Temp, or something.
Most of the database you will show in the database tab, okay? So you
Mm.
see we have one database instance right now. I don't know why it is not coming for MSSQL. Okay, MySQL is coming up, okay? MSSQL is not coming up. Maybe it could be extension, yeah, it could be something. Okay, and some of the database you can see in the extension tab. Okay, you go to your extension, yeah, Dynatrace Hub, and whichever the extension is get installed, then you can see that. So this is your Dynatrace Hub. You go and you can see over here. You see?
Yeah, here we can see, I'm seeing in the SQL, the server, the database, we have four databases, right?
Okay.
If you
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
in the conf,
So that you can see in the host. If you go to your host page, because running on local host, right?
hmm,
So go to your host page, okay, and then go to your process. So SQL Server local instance, you see here,
hmm, hmm, hmm,
see here, because running on local host. That is the reason it is not coming in the database, okay. And you see, click on here. So what you are getting? Database name, connection, transaction, memory, SQL statics, batch request. Now you want to know database, right? Which
yeah, remember we had different databases, right? Like Dynatrace, Temp, all those five.
hmm, yeah, it should show. Showing this is the basic KPI. Something database status. It is not there. It is not there here. Then you go here. Go to process page. You need to deep dive somewhere. Okay, so this is your MSSQL server process. Okay. That is the reason it is not visible. Okay. So cannot enable deep monitoring for this process. Why? Because so
Injection is not. Mhm.
So injection to the process is disabled by internal configuration. Okay. Injection to the process disabled by internal configuration. Okay. Now you are getting logs. Directly, it is not coming up. That status. Something has to be restart. Something. The database agent has to be restart or something. Okay. So if it is not visible directly, okay, then you need to go with your what we can do is to see user connection I'm getting, transaction memory manager grant, SQL compliance, deadlock buffer cache ratio, page live, okay. This many I'm getting, okay. Suppose maybe I have, so what you need to do is go to your metric tab. So this is your metric tab and check database status. Database status, you see MySQL global status, something.
Current connections. It's we need a little bit down, down. Yeah, that one. Is it that one? No, little up. Three more. This
This is
one.
for MySQL. I know, I need for MSSQL.
Oh, okay.
Where log, wait, memory. So it is not considering one database, okay? It is giving you the overall, but the problem here is you should have for database, right? So if you go to your extension,
Is something we need to enable host configuration if we go to the settings of that host, right? In general,
Hmm.
there are the extensions, right? So under MS SQL extension, I see the option use host configuration, which is currently not enabled. Enabled, disabled. No.
Where? Host setting, right?
Uh, in the host settings.
Hmm.
Uh, so in general, the extensions will be there, right? Technologies.
Where?
Yeah, in the no in these technologies, if we go for MS SQL, right? Yeah, if you open that one, yeah,
We have MySQL. This is
MSC.
deprecated. MSSQL,
This
right?
is,
This is deprecated.
uh, okay.
This is already deprecated. Okay. So we
Mhm.
need to use this. So that is the earlier we had these options. So
Oh, okay.
they have enabled this. Okay. Where we have this.
Oh,
Where we have access and execution control that we have enabled already.
mm.
But it is not coming on database more details. Okay. Maybe we have added only 3 KPI something. I'm not sure. Yeah, we need to reconfigure it. Okay, so you can have a look. If you try doing that, then let me know so that you can let me know what changes are required. Okay, mostly this ensure that this should be enabled. Okay, and then you try to do that. Okay, in the MSSQL local server. Okay, not MSSQL plugin. Okay, extension local you take it. Okay, and then you try to do it because in the database page it won't be visible because we have taken the local, right?
Host. Mm.
So
Mm.
local, it will not get visible here. So it will get visible in your host page itself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, any other metrics that you are seeing, yeah, WMI has a limitation to get those many metrics. Okay. Only this many metrics you can see. That I cannot give you them guarantee because then it will be difficult. Okay. You see, then we have to go with the plugin which like on your what I used to say on your this part through extension, not local extension. Okay. So we have only this many, very basic, you see.
So these are the basic we are seeing, right?
Data,
Not specifically if you need.
specific to database, something that we are not seeing it. Okay, so then we are, if you are want to know the specific to database, then we have to go with the extension. Okay, this is just a basic KPIs. Okay, for database.
Mhm.
But during the integration, right, it was showing too much, but I don't know why it is not coming up. So you do the add monitoring configuration, suppose you do the add this configuration, okay?
Here also earlier you added the active group, right? Second time you added active group. Did you deleted that? We use the active group.
Mhm. Deleted, okay. So now you see host
Mm.
this is already enabled and deploy one agent. That's it, okay? Then that's it, next step. So we have only this many options, okay? And it will go via WMI plugin. So maybe we have a limitation for this once you enable the execution controller. So then best way you can go with the SQL Server. In spite of this, you can go with another one that has without local we have, right? So that you can go with this you can go this part. So this
With
have
the active gate, not as in one agent.
not as a one agent. Then you can go with your select your active gate and then add your server endpoint data. Okay, so you have a database name, port, and then instance name optional. Database name you keep it optional. Username and password, and then you try to connect. It will work.
So, Ravi, one question. So you are saying like without one agent, That
Without,
we all.
see, one agent, if you require, then you can monitor your infra part. Okay. If you install the one agent, right? Anyway, database. So to monitor your database, what is things is required? Suppose you want to monitor your database. If you
Hmm.
want to monitor only this database, you want to monitor this layer also. If this layer, then agent is required.
One is. Hmm.
And then this layer extension is required. ActiveGate is required. Okay.
Okay. Suppose I don't want to install the agent. Okay. I don't want about the Windows on whatever the database is, right?
Mm.
Only if I want to monitor the database which is
Mm.
on premises.
Then you can do that, right? Because the extension is running on ActiveGate. ActiveGate will connect to your database and will fetch the KPI. Because agent is not required then. Because we
Yeah,
have
agent is
agent.
not required. Hmm.
Because agent that we have installed, because the extension is running on WMI extension running on same host, same local host, where a main
Hmm.
database installed. That is the reason we have installed. Now you want to go with the ActiveGate. So ActiveGate, if you would like to go, then if you don't want to monitor their infra part, then you can give the database name, port, host name, where database is running port, then instance name, you can leave it, database name you can, because you want to monitor all the database, and you can give the database username and password. You can do that.
Okay, so because we are giving the credentials over here, the ActiveGate option will use this credential and get the data from the SQL database.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Think-
Okay. So
So
hope
this is the best option, right? Like why we have to again install the agent and uh,
depend on that. People have some basic KPI. This is a dev environment. I want to monitor basic KPI for database now for multiple things. Okay. Then they used to go
hmm.
to the WMI. They don't want to have some password is getting encrypted, decrypted format. Then it is, so those kind of things they have. So that is the reason they used to go with the WMI sometimes. Depend on the requirement or requirement. Okay. So that is the reason they have given both the options. Which one is suit for you? Take it. Take that one. Okay.
Okay, yeah, let me see. Mhm.
Okay then.
Yeah.